Hi guys, it's Kay. So today I'm coming at you with a special Halloween DIY. I redid my whole porch and I wanted to show you guys step by step how I did each project. I'm really excited and I'm really proud of this, so let me show you what my porch looked like before. It was very plain. I still had kind of like a summer wreath going on, not much decoration. I actually really needed to sweep my porch, but this is what it looked like before, so let's go ahead and get started step by step. We're going to start off with my mini graveyard. What you're going to need is a tombstone, some bones. I got mine from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need a skeleton head and some spider web. First, I put my tombstone in the ground. Then I grabbed my skeleton. I removed his head because we don't need that part. And then I just started breaking up the little pieces, just pulling them apart. I only used one of the torsos because we only needed one. Then I grabbed my skeleton skull, popped it in there, made sure it looked okay. And then I grabbed some spider web and draped it over the tombstone and also on top of the skull. Next up are these cute little ghosts. You're gonna need a white sheet, some Christmas lights, some scissors, a tomato cage, a foam ball. Right here I have a 6-inch ball and some black felt. So the first thing you want to do is gather the 3 wires and we're gonna tape them together to secure it very well. Then we're gonna put our foam ball onto the tomato cage. Next, we're going to string the lights around the tomato cage. It's very helpful if you have your husband or friend to help. Next, we're going to cut the sheet in half and then drape the sheet over it and then arrange it to your liking. Now we have to work on the eyes. I took a white gel pen, drew out my eye, cut it out, and then I doubled it up and cut the second eye out, and I was able to get 2 eyes. Then I just took my glue gun, glued them on, and I was done. Now we're going to work on these easy door spiders. You're going to need some glue dots and some spiders. I got mine at Dollar Tree. All you want to do is take your spider and your glue dots, put some of the glue dots underneath the spider, then you want to take the spider and push it firmly against your door. I chose to put it near the knobs because that's where I thought it looked the spookiest, but you can choose to put it anywhere on the door. Next on our list is this very cute wreath. It is a bit time consuming, but it's so worth it in the end. So you're going to need a foam wreath. Mine's 14 inches. You're also going to need some felt sheets. You can buy these by the yard, but I found it easier buying them in the sheets. For my 14-inch wreath, I needed 30 sheets, which made 360 circles. You're also going to need a 3-inch circle template. You're going to need some scissors, some push pins, some ribbon. I chose to use glitter on mine, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. And lastly, for a little bit of decoration, I got this welcome sign and this cute little spider. You're going to start by tracing your circles on your felt. Then you're going to take a blank felt and top it with one that has all the circles on it, and you're going to cut them out. That way it makes it a little bit less time consuming. You just want to cut them out. Once you have it cut, you'll have 2 perfect circles. Once you have all your circles cut out, you're going to take one, fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half again. Place it to the foam wreath with a push pin. And then just continue this step until you have completely filled your wreath. Then you're going to take your ribbon. You're going to take any amount of length that you would like. Then you're going to flip your wreath over and you're going to secure the ribbon to the back of the wreath using your push pins. This is how many I used, but you can use whatever you feel is going to be best to hold it. Once you have almost everything covered in the front, we're going to start to work on the back. What you want to do is flip the wreath over, fluff it out a little bit, and then we're going to take some of the leftover circles, just put it on the white space there, secure it with a pin, and you want to continue to go around the wreath until you can no longer see any white spots. Once it's filled, you're just gonna check for little white spots. You wanna just put a few more of the little circles there. You just wanna make sure that you're not able to see any of the white. Now this next step is completely optional, but I'm gonna take it outside and blast it with some glitter. I let my wreath dry overnight and I'm just gonna decorate it a bit now. I found this sign at Hobby Lobby. What I'm doing here is just cutting off the ribbon because I didn't want it to be on top. Then I'm gonna go ahead and flip the sign back over and just glue it to the bottom of the sign to give it just a little bit more character. Now I'm going to secure my sign to my wreath. I was having trouble figuring out how to secure it. I wasn't quite sure. So I just took some of the glue from the glue gun, put it on, and then just made sure I pushed it real deep into the wreath. The spider was cute on its own, but I decided to put some wiggly eyes on him. So I just took my glue gun, put some little dots of glue on it, and attached the little wiggly eyes, and I just think it made him 10 times cuter. I took a little bit more of the glue gun glue and put it on the spider to secure him to my wreath. And that's it, guys. It was very, very time consuming. I think this took me 4 or 5 hours, but so worth it in the end. So I was running out of ideas and I needed something to cover this corner here, so I decided to fill it up with some spider webs and some hairy spiders. So you're going to need some spiders, some little hooks to be able to drape these spider webs on. You're going to need some scissors, and lastly, a big bag of spider web. So the first thing I did was place my hooks sporadically where I needed them. Of course, your hooks are going to just depend on where you're going to be placing your spider web. If hooks are not an option for you, you can always use the rough part of Velcro. Then my husband and I pulled apart the spider web and we just started hooking them on the hooks and just placing it wherever we saw fit. Then I just sporadically placed my spiders in the web. Lastly, we are going to work on our pumpkins. This year I opted not to carve them, so I came up with a few ways to spruce them up so that I didn't have to cut them up. To make the chalkboard pumpkin, you are going to need a pumpkin that you have washed. You're also going to need some chalkboard paint. You can either use the acrylic kind or the spray paint kind. And then you're going to need some chalk, of course, and then I opted to use a chalk marker. So after you've washed and dried your pumpkin, you just want to take it outside, put it on some newspaper, and give it a light coat, let it dry, and then spray it one more time with a second coat, and then you're done. To make the witch hat pumpkin, you're just going to need a pumpkin, a witch hat. I got this boo at Michael's, but if you don't have one, you can always really just write it on, and some push pins. First thing I did was put my hat on my pumpkin, then I took some push pins and just stuck them around just to secure the hat to the pumpkin and prevent it from flying off with the wind. And then next I cut my boo apart to make it easier to apply to the pumpkin, but I just stuck the little sticker rhinestones on until I got my boo. To make the monogram pumpkin, all you need is a pumpkin, and then I got this monogram M at Michael's. Super simple. All I did was decided where I wanted it to be on my pumpkin, stuck it on, and I was done. Last but certainly not least is my Texas pumpkin. All you need is a pumpkin, some white acrylic paint. You're going to need a vinyl of whatever shape you're wanting to put into your pumpkin, a foam brush, and then optional, you can blast it with glitter if you would like to. First thing I did was applied my vinyl to my pumpkin where I wanted it. Then I took a coffee filter and put my paint inside. After that, I went ahead and started painting my pumpkin. Around the stencil, I tried to dab it so that I really wouldn't get that much paint inside of the pumpkin, but it's kind of really hard to avoid. You just want to make sure that you're careful. After I got it all covered, I let it dry completely, and then I added a second coat of white paint, same thing, dabbing around the Texas. And then once it was completely dry, I removed the stencil. Once I removed the stencil, it was a little bit not perfect, I guess. There was a little bit of runs from the paint that was going inside the stencil. So all I did was take some alcohol and some Q-tips. I put a little bit of alcohol on the Q-tip and just rubbed it against the places that I wanted to erase, and it came off just fine. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this DIY. It really took me some time and some effort, and both me and my husband are exhausted. But that's all that I have for today. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.